gentlemen, and everybody in between, welcome once again to the SYN Shop podcast. I am, of course, the mighty Pong.
And I'm Krux.
And our special guest tonight is...
There you Zenify.
Hello. There he is. So you may have seen our show in the past, and you may have said, you know, that was a good show. Well, tonight is going to be one of the shows we've ever done. Because no, we got all kinds of fun that we're going to talk about. There was a certain boat that you may have heard of. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about, making some mistakes. Mistakes may have been made in the workplace, and all that stuff. But, speaking of the workplace, I got a quick announcement on the shop for you here. And now, this show is being done on behalf of the SYN Shop. Now, who's the SYN Shop, you may ask? The SYN Shop is a maker hackerspace that's located in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we offer the tools and equipment that you can use to make pretty much whatever you can think of. Now, right now, we're closed for renovation, so you're going to have to wait just a little bit to come check out the shop. But our members are currently working as hard as they can to get the shop back in action just as soon as possible. Now, if you're in the Las Vegas area and you'd like to help, join our Discord and check out the shop build-out channel to see what you can do to help get the shop back in action. Now, to join our Discord, hit up synshop.org/Discord to find the latest information on the shop, and to make sure you're notified of our future events, including virtual ones just like this one, you can join us at meetup.com/Synshop. With that said, there was a boat. Okay, so just in case somebody's either living in a hole in the ground or they tune into this about a year from now, this is about the ship MV Ever Given, and it got stuck in a canal, the Suez Canal to be exact. Apparently it was high winds and low visibility. At least this is as of March the 26th in 2021. But as far as what we know right now, high winds and low visibility blew it off course, and now it's stuck sideways blocking the canal. And you're like, oh my God, how can a ship that big be blown off course? Well, the thing can handle, I found this out today in my searching for information. That thing can hold 20,000 20-foot long shipping containers.
That's a lot of shipping containers.
Right? Yeah. Like that's a ton of shipping containers. I don't understand.
It's probably more than a ton.
So why does this matter? So I found out a little bit about where it's stuck. Okay. So the Suez Canal was built in 1859 and it opened in 1869. I don't know.
So so I didn't really research into the canal, and just using my two eyeballs, it just seems weird that vessels that large could go through there.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem that wide in perspective. Mm-hmm. It really only seems like single lane. I don't know what it looks like during high traffic, because right now I've only seen pictures where it's a sideways boat and no traffic. But is it
because you're going to have people going in both directions? So
that's what I imagine.
Yeah. If you have two of these, that's going to be a kind of
very close.
But then also, how deep is it? They built it I guess I just don't know the perspective of a giant cargo vessel like that. The depth that it actually sits in the water that we don't see because it's below the water line.
Yeah.
And then how deep is the actual canal? Because if you look at the sideways pictures, I mean, it looks like it barely veered off course, and then it just started crashing upwards.
Yeah. So you have little detail about what's that?
You had the one that was the view of
do I?
If you're looking at it from the back of the boat.
You know what?
Remember where that was.
I did.
Oh, is that
right there? There you go. Ah, look at us.
Gosh, we haven't mentioned it here yet, but we have talked about it. Ever Given and Ever Green.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, so the MV Ever Given, that's the name of the ship. Evergreen is the name of the company.
It just seems like I just hate it. That's it. No, I mean, it doesn't seem like anything. I just hate it, and that's what it is. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't think they should have done that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just as supreme ruler of this planet, I think it was dumb, and they should rename it after they get it unstuck.
My liege, your wish is my command. So basically the depth of it is looks like they need to workshop that name. Just lazy name.
It really is.
Totally. Yeah.
If somebody was paid for that name, I'm going to be a little bit more angry.
But honestly, it is better. I will argue that is a better name then P.S. I still love you.
Okay, yeah.
Boats have dumb names. It's just
Boats have really dumb names.
Yeah.
Spaceship vessels are way cooler.
I
Yeah.
thought it was, of course, I still love you.
Of course I still love you.
Yeah,
What did I say?
Of course I still love you. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I already can't remember what you said.
That's too many syllables for a boat's name.
Right. Yeah. Bodie McBoatface is turning in its body of water. Excellent.
Oh, dude, I love Bodie McBoatface.
Who doesn't?
Another. Anyways, I was gonna say, okay, so looking at this photo, one, yeah, now is that actually how the canal is shaped, like depth wise? Okay, so now I can totally see how it banked upward, because I thought it was literally like just a giant rectangle going straight with some bends in it. I guess that's not the case.
Right.
I guess.
And also the scale of it, since that boat is so honking huge, right? It's also easy to lose track of how wide 121 meters is. Right? Because the boat's only, you can see right there, the boat's only 60 meters wide. But the bottom is literally bigger than 1 1/5 of a football field. Long way.
True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
I mean, looking at this though, like, can it do bi-directional? Like,
sure.
It just seems. I guess I just like
that seems
it's
really
tight.
Close.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that there are some. There's some
is there
puckering.
Actually? I don't think I've ever looked up. Is there like high? I'm gonna look up high traffic at the Suez Canal.
Oh, absolutely. Well, so that's actually what I was gonna say next. So first of all, it's got to be bi-directional because it's 119 miles long, right?
You can't even,
And
you can't even, by the way, you can't even search for high traffic Suez Canal pictures because it's all just a sideways boat.
yeah, that's really
And
not only that, but 12%, I found out, 12% of the world's trade passes through that one canal.
That's not insignificant amount,
right? That is by far.
I mean, even 1% is definitely going to cause some butterfly effect. 12%.
Yeah.
Ugh. Can't wait for the next toilet paper run at the stores. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Right now, I think like a lot of the ships. Well, there's a bunch that are just waiting.
Yeah.
And then if you look at like the world traffic map, there's a lot that are going under the Horn of Africa as well.
Funny, you should mention that. So I got a picture from earlier tonight of exactly that. Here, I can probably embiggen this just a little bit here. So the little dot there, that is the ship. And this is earlier tonight. And you can see like there is not a small number of ships that are headed in that general direction and, just kind of chilling for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't get the cat coasters that I ordered that are on that boat, I'm going to lose my mind. Well, I got bad news for you. Yeah, I don't know how bad this is going to impact us specifically. I kind of feel like it's going to, like if I lived in the UK, I'd be really, really upset because that's really jamming up all the things. Like
for the UK?
Huh? So this route is the main way that stuff gets from I believe I saw it. It was like Asia to getting from Asia to the UK. Otherwise, they have to go all the way around out the southern tip of Africa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a long way.
Yeah, for us, they're going to go across the Pacific.
Right. Exactly. You were asking earlier about like what do they do now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. According to I think the people that were doing the main rescue efforts or whatever, over 529,000 cubic feet of sand are going to need to be removed. And so basically the way that they're going to attack it is tugs, and there's like what were the other one? Tugs, dredging, and lighten the load. So those are the main ways that they're talking about doing it. But yeah, so
I heard today the most recent update is that they're waiting until tomorrow, Saturday, March 27th, for high tides to help raise the vessel.
Okay.
But then it gets me thinking: are they really just sitting there waiting? Like, are they just like going? Or are they still like, trying like with the one little tiny excavator?
Is at the normal order. Yes, tugs and dredging. Yes, that is the normal. And then you gotta lighten the load. No. Good night, everybody. What I don't understand is why they can't somehow get the water to work with them rather than against them. In other words, like, the water's got to be flowing one direction.
The boat is sitting, it's on the ground. So, I mean, a lot of it is floating in water, but
that's what I'm saying.
If it's stuck there, then
I guess where I'm coming from is you should only have to dig out one end, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
I mean, looking at all pictures,
I think it's grounded on both the front and the back.
Oh, really?
But if you freeze one side, whichever one is the closest to where the water's going to, it should swing. Like, 'cause the water should push it off of the shore. I would think.
That's a lot of.
Never been a boat.
I would think that you would still need to work on both sides, because otherwise you're potentially damaging the vessel as you lever it.
I'm pretty sure no one cares about the vessel by this point, but I get what you're saying.
I'm pretty sure they care about the vessel.
I don't know, man. Like, with as much stuff as it's blocking, I'd be willing to bet insurance is just like, no, just get this out of here. We're gonna get sued for all the things. But
because if the ship sinks,
as long as they don't
in the canal,
lose,
then they have even worse of a problem.
That would be unbelievably catastrophic.
If the boat tips,
candles on the freaking cake. If some sort of like rupture happens, like 30-40%, like midway, dude, the thing's gonna crack under those 20,000 possibly cargo containers. Holy crap, that would be.
I think they have to make sure it's not on the ground at both ends of the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is just like a ridiculous like side bit about the same topic. While I was going to sleep last night, I was thinking of a way, obviously, for this to be resolved, because, I'm just armchair engineering this whole thing.
All right.
At the very least, there's so much mass there because of all those cargo containers. Why not just start taking them off? I know that's a big effort, but you get some choppers in there.
That's one of the things that they said.
Really?
They have several options, and one of them is lighten the load.
Oh, there we go.
That's the third step right there.
I'm glad you didn't prep me with these slides.
So we went through this, and not once did they mention my suggestion.
What was your suggestion?
So, I watched a lot of Happy Days as a kid, and there was that one episode where they set up like a speedboat ramp, and Fonzie jumped the shark. So if they just set up a speedboat ramp on each side, the container vessels can just jump over the ship.
Okay.
So Spamfield's got a great one. It's down there. Tug, drudge, lighten the load, cry in the shower. That's pretty much the order of operations there.
Yeah. I also saw the up methodology of a bunch of helium balloons, just tie it to the ship and float.
Oh yeah. Yes, for just little quick bits on ridiculous resolutions to this. How I saw a bunch of space engineers talking on Twitter, and one of them asked the other, or not really directly asked, they just kind of blurted out there, and the other one responded, what if you nuked the vessel? What type of nuke would it take to basically eviscerate the cargo container just out of existence and gone? Considering it doesn't kill everybody nearby. It's a ridiculous thing. People, space, because
Operation Plowshare.
The Supreme Overlord Elon Musk of Mars talked about nuking the poles to help develop an atmosphere. Don't do that. We really don't want to do that.
Bad idea.
But so they were discussing, what if you nuked the vessel? What people, and there was a bunch of response in there, and so as I was reading it, the point got across where when you nuke something, it's not necessarily eviscerating it. It doesn't, like, the matter that exists there, it doesn't disintegrate. Yeah, it doesn't go away. What's happening with a nuclear explosion is why it looks like the thing isn't there anymore is because it pushed it away at a very, very high velocity.
Right.
Now, us human meat bullets will just part ways with all of our matter because we're just jelly.
Matter.
Yeah, but talking about like a cargo vessel like that, yeah, you're gonna push it. Yeah, great lengths. Also, all the water in the canal will be gone.
Yeah, that would. And then as the water came back, then you have huge waves. And,
oh yeah,
there'd be a lot of damage.
Yeah, so nuking it, not the best option because of science. Let's just raise it with the moon via these tides. So next up, let's just launch some stuff.
Space program. That's kind of where I'm at.
Launch a little lasso. Okay, I'm still on the space program here. We'll just take one of those Falcon Heavies, take a lasso, get the moon, bring it closer, cause the tides. Good to go. It might screw up things later on because we moved to the moon.
These are too damn dangerous.
Yeah.
Sorry. Little aside there. I mean, I didn't interrupt. I was just talking to the fine people at home there.
That's where my head's at.
I think it would be cheaper to just completely dismantle the ship at that point. But
yeah, that's very true.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if they take off, and that's the other thing too, is I don't know that you'd necessarily have to take off everything off of the ship. Like, I think if you just took off like some of what's on the back, it might be able to, like, there's got to be a way you can pivot off of that. Like, because I mean,
if the front just falls off, yeah, I think everything's going to be okay.
The front falls off.
Oh, God, boy. I love that video so much.
Well, most ships aren't designed so that the front falls off.
This is what happened with this ship.
Well, the front fell off.
Oh.
So yeah. So those are the main ways that they're going to try to move that along. And speaking of moving things along, it is in fact the top of the hour, where I remind everybody there that this is being presented on behalf of the SYN Shop. We're a maker hacker space located in Las Vegas, Nevada, with tools and equipment to make just whatever your heart desires. We're currently in the middle of reconstruction right now. I'm not even looking at the notes. Whatever. I got this memorized. Watch me screw it up now. But yeah, we're currently in the middle of reconstruction, but if you join our Discord at synshop.org/Discord, you can find out more information about that. And if you're in the Las Vegas area and would like to help, we'd love to have you. Also, you can check out Your what hurts?
Well, speaking of helping, we actually tomorrow we're doing deconstruction of the bathroom in the back of the space. So there's a big dumpster there, and we'll need volunteers to help move stuff and tear down walls and
break stuff.
Take out your aggression on drywall.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually have anything planned tomorrow. I might actually stop by because I haven't been down there in a little bit.
So you can break a toilet and meet Zenify. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, if you've ever wanted to meet me for some reason.
There you go. Or, the world famous. Man, that's how I need to introduce you from now on, the world famous Zenify.
I mean, I would claim to be the only one, but someone took my name on Twitter, which is why I'm Zenify_EXE. They've only tweeted once since like 2007, and I've messaged Twitter, and I've been like, hey, I own all of these domain names. I own these logos. I've created these things. Look, just give me the name. And they said no. So
really?
Yeah, they actually said no. Yeah. Even though I own all the domains, the account is effectively inactive. They told me, though, that there would eventually be, not in their words, a culling of usernames that have been inactive. That has yet to ever happen. But I'm waiting for that day, and I'm going to try and nab it. Nobody else set up automation for that, please. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, as somebody who lost a domain name in the tragic forgetting to change my email of 2018, I hope I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
I hope you succeed where I have failed. So, in putting all this together, and putting all this stuff together earlier, minutes before the show, I was looking up, I was trying to think of like, okay, I'm a maker. I'm tuning into my favorite maker podcast, which is, of course, the SYN Shop stream. And I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, the boat and the things and stuff and all that. But what's the point, really? Now, it's not really anyone's fault, that the canal was blocked, at least as far as we know as of right now. It's, 8 p.m. on 3/26/2021. But it's entirely possible that this definitely underscores the fact that if 12% of the world's anything passes through something, it definitely underscores the need for good infrastructure, number one. But more importantly, it's also about preparation, which, again, Exhibit A right here. Yeah. But so
I mean, in the 18 whatevers, they probably didn't anticipate that these giant ships would be going through the canal like that either. So.
That's a great point. Yeah. Well,
because they were.
Go ahead.
No. I'm just thinking of like the types of water transportation vessels they had back in, pre.
Yeah, I'm sure the canal has been upgraded over time as well.
Yeah,
it's
probably been spaced, but like, yeah, that's why originally, like, my entire idea of like a canal is a giant sunken rectangle that's like, embossing into the ground or whatever, or embeveling into the ground, whatever the term is. Why they would kind of make it like with the little,
probably for erosion purposes.
Yeah, I'd be willing to. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it wasn't actually built that big, but just erosion happened in sand and water and whatnot. Spamzilla asks, weren't there honking huge ships then too? So there were big ships, but this is literally longer than 4 football fields. It's a big boy, and this is what's called a gold. I was reading this earlier. It's what's called a gold class ship, which means that it's like I was saying earlier, that it can handle 20,000. Was it 20,000? I think it was.
Yeah, you said 20,000.
Yeah, 20,000 of those 20-foot long shipping containers. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Sport ball size. Well, 4 sport balls. If you take 4 sport ball fields and put them end to end to end,
and then fill it with shipping containers,
and then fill it with shipping containers. Actually, yeah. That's how big it is. So yeah. It is amazing that it only goes below the surface. What is it? 15.7 meters?
Look, I have huge fears of like underwater stuff, like whatever that phobia is. That's me. Just put a picture right there. And then just like looking at this one picture, envisioning like me just trying to like comprehend it. The only way I could do that is look underwater, like look at it from an underwater perspective, and that just terrifies me. But the fact that it's like so low to the ground, like if I'm able to put into perspective like ground level versus where it's sitting above, like just the thought of that like terrifies me. Why wouldn't they make it deeper?
Okay.
So Spamzilla also says, can't we just measure things in rubber ducks? I mean, we already did earlier. We said at least 3.
At least 3.
Yeah, well, actually, no, this is only one rubber duck, but the rubber duck is 400 meters long and 60 meters tall.
Okay.
And another 60 meters wide. So, it depends on the size of the rubber duck is really, so, everything is only one rubber duck.
Yeah, true.
There it is.
But yeah, so why wouldn't they just like make it deeper? Like, I know in sensible terms there has to be this is deep enough point. Looking at this image though, why would it be only that deep? These are massive vessels. Like you would assume, at least I would assume, that you would have it maybe at least a third of how much the ship is, like the largest vessel on the planet that has to go through this canal that's permitted and allowed, like that they've said. A third of it that's sitting in the water, the next bit below it should at least be 2/3 or at least 100% of what that bit takes doubled below it. what I would think, but that doesn't look like that's that.
That's too much math.
It might be, this is, how long is the canal? It was like, however many?
119 miles.
119 miles. So that's a lot of material.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of earth to move and water.
Isn't it mostly sand? I think it's sand.
Well, yeah, true. Well, that's earth. Earth is sand, right? Sand is earth. Yeah.
I mean, if you can stand on it in Minecraft, I think it counts as land.
True.
Yeah.
So just that, like I said, I know there has to be a point at which they say this is good enough. And obviously they're thinking about the cost and, just like logistics of it. But it just seems for a ship of this size, for it to be able to just start banking an incorrect route and be able to effectively permanently lodge itself into a position, it just doesn't, like, obviously I'm not like, I don't design these things. Sure. But
yeah, like maybe the canal should be a bit wider.
Yeah,
perhaps.
like you would think, like, and like I understand, like they're trying to find like the open shortest path first,
right?
In whatever terms, and cutting. I imagine they cut. I mean, I imagine the Earth did some work, and that canal-ish was already there, and they just widened it. But you would just think, like, before you start building any infrastructure around it, because if you look at like aerial views of the canal, like there's definitely like businesses and residential and other stuff around there. Oh, there's a cattail that passed through the webcam. Go away.
So that kind of goes back though to what Spamzilla was saying. Where did it go? Lost it. Oh, weren't there honking ships then too? I think that yeah, there were, but the idea of how big a honking ship was has changed. The size of the rubber duck is significantly different. That's a fine tail you got there. That's very nice. There you go. Some cat butt for you. Glad I put that lower third there.
Yep.
You're welcome at home. So yeah.
Don't go into this room. I don't like it when she goes into the network room.
Oh yeah, no, you should be concerned. If you disappear suddenly, I'll know why.
Yeah.
But this gold class ship is a new thing. Like this is a new size of ship. This was only built I think 2 years ago. 3 years ago, 2018.
This ship is like, for some reason I think like ships like these are like really old.
Oh no, this one's new. And that's part of the problem is that it is a new size of ship. The gold class apparently didn't exist.
Oh, so it's a even bigger ship passing through an already existing canal that was already probably.
So I gotta imagine there's a rating.
Oh
yeah, it's probably fine going through here, and they were wrong.
It's a boat. Look, 100 and where'd it go? 12% of the world's traffic goes through that canal. You'll make it. You'll be fine. Go ahead. I think that's kind of how that happened. Had another thing to tell you. Oh, that's right. If you are watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment because we read those. If you like the show, just, do the things, subscribe, the bell, and blah, blah, blah. But if you don't like the show, leave a comment and let us know why. Because we are reading those and we do want to pay more attention to the YouTube audience. And, we like you too. You get half the show. That's more than none of the show. So, but anyway, we'll be doing some of that. Yeah. But yeah, do drop us a comment and let us know what you'd like to see. So yeah,